Hear what Apple has to say today about problems with their iPhone 4.
Let's bring in Anthony Mongeluzo. He's a tech expert from Pro Computer Services. Thank you for coming in this morning.
Hey guys, how you doing?
We're doing great. I don't know. My sister has an iPhone 4. I have another girlfriend that has an iPhone 4. They're one of two of 1.7 million people who have one, and they both are adamant that they want a new phone because it drops calls. Are people going to get new phones out of this?
I do not think you're going to see a recall at all today. No one knows what Steve Jobs is going to say, if it is even going to be Steve Jobs. For Apple's sake, I hope he goes out there. I think Apple needs to apologize, and they need to admit the problem that they have. That is the biggest thing that they really need to do. They need to step up and take ownership and rectify it.
Now, the speculation is they're going to give you one of these little $29 bands because they say, well, that'll solve the problem. Is that good enough? This is a technology problem.
It appears from a lot of the research that I've done, no one is releasing the full details or anything, but it seems that it's an actual software issue that's existed all the way across all of the iPhones, but the way this is designed with the new antenna, that's why it's really being exposed now.
Well, I was about to say, I have an iPhone, and anybody who talks to me will tell you it drops calls all the time. I love the phone, and the problem is, even the people who have the iPhone 4, from what I hear, they love it. So they don't want to give it up. They're not going to.
They're not going to give up the phone. It's a great phone. It's just the design, the network, everything else. It doesn't work as a phone. It's a great device, I should say. It's not a great phone.
Are they pushing out technology too fast in your mind?
It's tough when you have to push out technology to 2 million users that hold the phone differently, that run different applications with different people programming for it. Absolutely, it's very, very tough. It's a tough task for any company, even the size.
Here's what concerns me, though. We're hearing that, and there's a senior advisor, though, an antenna specialist who knew that was a job, actually warned Steve Jobs about this in the design, early on in the design, that this was going to happen, and they cranked it out anyway. So it's not like they didn't know this was going to happen.
Yeah, the report was that Steve Jobs was in love with the concept of the full band antenna, and the development crew bowed down and said, "Okay, we're going to continue producing this." Steve likes it.
Knowing that this was going to happen.
They knew it was a possibility. It sounds like.
Now, Consumer Report says, don't buy it. They cannot endorse this product right now. Would you still venture out and get one?
I would not get one. The people that I talk to, like you mentioned, on an iPhone, they drop calls with me all the time. So it's very tough and tedious for me when I'm in the middle of a conversation and I lose them, and I know it's not my phone.
It is the story of my life. So to wrap this up, really, here's the thing. Apple's made so much money. I still feel like, they have these diehard Apple folks that will wait in line for days to get this phone.
Right.
Are they going to suffer because of this?
I think Apple's going to suffer tremendously.
Really?
And one of the Microsoft executives says this is Apple's version of Vista. So it might be a little turnabout fair play there.
All right, when's the iPhone 5 coming out?
Hopefully for Apple next week, and they better move it over to Verizon.
There you go.
Well, it's a good thing that I waited to buy the 4. All right, thank you, Anthony, as always, for coming in.
Pleasure.
Appreciate it.